Sincerely Lady C, where I am as sincere as possible with this crazy thing called life, specifically life with infertility. This is page 27 or 28 maybe, and I just want to talk while I drive up to get my COVID test. And I'm honestly trying to record it. If she let me record it, or he or she, hello, lets me record the test, I'm going to do that. It's for my diary. If you're new to my channel, the whole reason I do all this is one day I'll have a little baby Richmond, and little baby Richmond can see my virtual diary entries, everything that I had to go through in order for he, she, or them to be here. If I'll update you, Friday is our surgery, or my surgery, where they remove my tubes. I got a little emotion there somewhere in there, all tied up and tangled up. But I go in there Friday, and it's gonna be 4 to 5 hours. So if you are within me and Greg's circle and you have a way to reach out to my honey, just go ahead and check on him, make sure he's okay. Like, I'm gonna be knocked out, so I'm gonna be okay, but just check on my honey and make sure he's good for 4 to 5 hours. So the reason, at first it was gonna be two to 3 hours, but me and Greg had our official face-to-face consultation with our IVF doctor, or our reproduction doctor. Like, he's doing everything. And after having, like, he was asking questions about history and things like that, he did an exam on me, and the exam, ultrasound-ish, had found fibroids. And, like, he was over there, he was like, "Oh, that's interesting." And I was like, "Oh no, interesting is not interesting to me." It doesn't sound like it's a good interesting. And he kind of did a good sigh, and I was like, "Hold on, that was like a deep breath you just took." And then the nurse was like, "Oh, don't worry, he always takes deep breaths." And I'm like, no. In my head, I'm like, no. But I look over to Greg to see what he was trying to see on the little screen. He was like, So I was laughing a little bit. But when he was done with his exam, he told me that I have fibroids. He said, let's just go ahead and get that surgery done while you are under anesthetic. And just go ahead and get those fibroids removed, because later on down, we don't know, you might have to have surgery to get them removed anyway, so you might as well just go ahead and get them removed now. And I was like, okay, whatever, okay. Just do whatever you gotta do. He's gonna look at my appendix. He's gonna look around in there. And I'm sitting here like, okay. And he asked Greg, like, "You're the person to talk to if something happens and we need permission, blah, blah, blah." Greg said, "Yeah." It was like a lot of adult situation that I don't even want, like, I didn't even expect to be in. Like, my expectations in life was me to lay up with my husband and have his baby. Like, nobody thought, me and my husband thought that we would be doing all of this. All of this. But come to find out, like, I'm really kind of damaged, a little broken. So I have to get fibroids removed and my fallopian tubes to be removed. It's just a lot to take in. It's just too much to take in. Like, to be honest, Monday, which was yesterday, Monday I woke up and just the thought of it being the week of my surgery I just like shedded a tear or two. I was like, man, this is about to get real. This is about to get like real. Like not just real, but real. Like I knew something was going wrong or something wasn't right. And I knew that I would have to seek professional help, medical help. But I thought I didn't even get to try artificial insemination. Like, no, he was like, no, we're just gonna jump right into IVF. Artificial insemination is not gonna work because my tubes were so damaged and filled up with fluid and blocked or whatever. So those are getting removed on Friday. And today, just like a little update, today my insurance trustee member board, whatever they're called, they make the decision to, hold on, I gotta concentrate, this little truck's going a little slow. They make the decision to cover IVF or not to cover IVF. Hopefully they cover at least some IVF charges, because I don't know if you know, but it could be up to $15,000, and me and Gregory, we don't just have that in our pocket or in a mattress somewhere, not even in savings account. $15,000. So that's in the works. I'm really excited to see what they say, or even what they even say about my appeal. Like, they read my appeal letter, they read my doctor's letter, and all the supporting letters that I asked my friends to write for me. And it's going to be interesting to see how they discuss this appeal. So I'm be stalking them. Right when they post it, I'm be in it. But then my the person that I talked to in between the board, I don't know, my benefit coordinator, she might email me first before I even see it. So like all of this was just like crazy in my head on Monday morning, and then I just like kind of cried a little bit because it's just emotional. Like today could be an amazing change to my county, that if any woman that had this disability, I guess, like if any woman came up behind me that's struggling to have a baby and had to have IVF, hey, they got you covered if they say yes. And it would be like a real honor to know that I kind of had something to do with that. Hello. So that feels good. So that's today at 2:30. And I also asked Gregory to take me on a date. Shout out to the husband. So he's gonna take me out on a date tonight. And that's something very special to me. I was like, number one, we haven't been like dressed up out on a date since COVID. So I was like, Greg, listen carefully. I want to go out on a date before they take my tubes. Cause let's just be honest. Like after you go through a surgery, or I don't know. This is my first surgery. No, I had back surgery. But like after something changes in your life, there's like a little bit of reconstruction. Like I have to like go in and redefine. I gotta process it. Like, okay, Christine, now you're tubeless. Now you're really on your way to IVF. So there's like a whole new Christine. I don't care what anybody's saying. It's still like a new Christine coming out on Friday. But we'll see how all that happens. So yesterday was really rough just because I was trying to get my paper done. I had a paper. I got a couple papers that I got to do, and I'm struggling just a little bit. But I want to get all these papers done before the surgery, because after the surgery, I'm going to try to get that good medication. JK, kinda. So I want to get as much done as possible before the surgery, so I wouldn't even have to worry about all the assignments and thinking straight, just in case I get that good medication. All right, but yeah, but I think I gave you guys like my whole update. I don't have any encouraging words or anything this morning. It's just I am on my way to get my COVID test, and I am going to record it for anybody that is following my journey, and record it for future little baby Richmonds. Like yesterday, me and Greg were talking about, what if we have twins? Like, because during IVF, there's a possibility that you would have multiple children. So I'm definitely okay with that. 2 and done, 3 and done, 1, let's go back for another type stuff. I don't know, but it's just I didn't know I was gonna have to go through a whole bunch just to have a baby. But y'all check on Gregory on Friday for real. Make sure he okay, because I know what it's like on this side. I don't know what it's like on the other side, where you're trying to be strong for somebody that's just so emotional. I'm always emotional, but this is just like a huge emotional thing. Gregory had to like come up with me for our first face-to-face, because let me be honest, like I'm on it when it comes to teaching. I'm on it when it comes to my homework. I'm on it when it comes to assignments. Think clearly, get it done, analyze, everything's good to go. Like, I can process it right then and there. As a teacher, I can make decisions right on the spot. But when it comes to this infertility stuff, like when it comes flooding in, I can't think. Like, my emotions just take the forefront, and like everything else is foggy, unclear. I need you guys to email me this information, or I need to record this this consultation. I need to record it, because literally I'm probably not processing this. Like, even when it came to the fibroids, and he was like, oh, you got fibroids, we're gonna have to add that to the surgery, I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh, okay, you just told me I had it, you're taking it away. I don't even want to think about it anymore. So maybe later on I'll think about it, but right now I don't even want to process it. So that was a lot. So Gregory said, no, I gotta be there so I can get the information, because you don't be listening right. And he's right. I don't listen correctly when it comes to, and it's like crazy. Like, at first I was like on it, but now that it's getting like super real, like every time they give me something, it's like, my emotions just go everywhere, and I have to remember what they tell me. It's a lot to remember. If you're not an expert in the medical language, it's a lot. But I'm becoming an expert in a lot of infertility stuff and the way the woman's body works. It's interesting. So yesterday, on top of doing my papers, there was like 2 different calls that I had. The first call was, hey, did somebody tell you have to come up and take your COVID test? And I was like, no, but I kind of assumed something in there, like the day of, y'all were probably going to test me and just like sneak it up on me. I just didn't realize that you would have to do it before. But she was like, yeah, you're going to have to come up tomorrow. And then I was like, Jesus, I didn't want to. I honestly did not want to. And then another lady called later, and she was like, hey, we need to set you up for consultation about the history of your medical, and this is the place that I'm actually having my surgery. And then like back-to-back phone calls, and me trying to do my research paper, and the other realtor talking about my backsplash. I was just like, forget it all. No more. I had to take a break, and I played Candy Crush. started texting my best friends. Hey, best friends. It was just a lot being thrown at me just at once. But I'm really excited about the insurance. Y'all gonna see me run across my living room if I'm doing the diary in the living room. But all this is really for me to look back and my children to look back to see every little step I took. Every little step. Well, not every. You can't put everything on public view. But the majority, I got it. If you want more information, let me say, like, yesterday was a really bad situation, right? Like, I was super emotional and I was asking God for some kind of encouragement. Like, I need you to step in just for a little bit, get my emotions centered, Lord. Just get it centered real fast. Just get my mind centered. Bring me back. And then later on, I mean, like, not even 2 hours later, maybe 3 hours later, I got a notification from Mrs. Kev on Stage and Kev on Stage. They are doing a series on infertility, and that was mind-blowing. Like, I don't know. It's like they are a voice for me right now. And if you are one of my friends or you follow my journey, you can get more information from Mrs. Kev on Stage and Kev on Stage because they brought in a professional. I think her name is Dr. Lori Johnson, and she said it way better than I could have ever said it. Number one, she experiences the same thing. She went through this kind of the same journey. I don't know if it's exactly the same journey, but she went through an infertility journey, and also she's a professional in therapy. Like, she's a therapist in it for the mental health part of infertility. That right there, that mental health situation, like, my first round of infertility was rough. I did not know how to balance my emotions and be everything that everybody was needing me to be. The same old Christine, I couldn't be her no more because my whole life was changing. And I had to balance this new Christine I was becoming with infertility. And while I was taking, like, the Clomid and ovulation shots and getting disappointed every cycle, I was like nuts. I was going nuts. But I was still trying to be that expert teacher. I was still trying to be that faithful church member that'll come up every time we have some service, choir rehearsal. And, like, but I was going through a cycle of shots, medicine, disappointment, shots, medicine, disappointments. It was like a literal loss. Like she said, you go through a loss every single time you find out that this wasn't the cycle that you got pregnant. So I was like going crazy. But, you know, going out, being old Christine, being cheerful and goofy and got everything together, Christine, and I was not together. I was breaking. It was a struggle. But I think I'm getting better, number one, because I'm speaking out more. And number two, me and Greg have learned to be a great support system from each other. Like, literally, he's the main one that knows everything that's going on. So it's a different conversation when I have it with him rather than, like, any of my friends, best friends, and even my mom or my dad. It's like a different conversation when I can have it with Greg, because Greg he's in it with me. So when I learned how to lean on him, it got easier. Like, yesterday was really bad, and honestly, I just could not wait till he got home. He kissed me on the forehead. We had to go find out about the backsplash, so we went out, and I gravitated to his hand, and I just needed to hold his hand because I was melting on the inside. So shout out to the husband. I love you so much, honey. I love you so much. All right, but I'm about to get off of here because I feel like I babble and I ain't got nothing else to say. until y'all see the COVID test and them doing something in my nose and stuff. I'll get back on in just a little bit. Hopefully she let me record it. But I'll tell you, when I'm done with it, if she don't let me record it, I'm going to still come back on the way back. Because it's a drive, Nashville and back. All right, y'all. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So what you're going to do is look at me.
Okay.
And lift up your chin a little bit. Okay.
Just a little bit, not all the way.
No. Yeah. Just a sniffing position. Look at me though.
Do I breathe?
Yes. Put your head on here because you're going to pull back from me and this.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to do the left first since it's easier. Okay. There we go. I know. I'm going to open your sinuses here. That's probably why it's hurt a little bit. I've got to keep turning. You're doing great. Just breathe through your mouth. You're doing great. Awesome. I know it hurts. Your eyes are going to water, but that means you're doing it right. One more side.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Down a bit. Okay, perfect. Very good. Oh, yeah. Now you should feel it at the back of your throat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Most people, the easiest side is to go through the left side, but your easiest was on the right. All right. So how are you going to get out of here now? Is you're going to go up this way. It's going to loop you around. You see that orange cone up there?
Uh-huh.
You're going to make a U-turn around it so you can get out those doors.
Okay.
All right.
I'm ready.
Thanks.
Thanks. Some people said it was uncomfortable. This one hurt. Oh my Lord. I can't breathe. Listen, Linda. Listen. I don't want it no more. I might be doing too much right there. But as long as like it's done. I don't know what anybody else thought, but they said it was uncomfortable. And no, Linda, no, my nostrils hurt. They hurt so bad. My throat hurt. I'm not gonna take anybody else's advice or anything because it was like, no, it was just uncomfortable. It didn't hurt that bad. Maybe I had a rough doctor, but I was struggling. My eyes is watering. I don't know if I can swallow or breathe good. It's just, I saw red on the Q-tip. He was making me bleed. That's what happened. Or maybe like couldn't get to the left and then the right because I felt the right all the way back there. So maybe he was struggling on the left. But look at my eyeballs. It's just so much. And I had to take a breather before I get on out here. But they let me record it, and I'm gonna put this in my little virtual diary. Thank you for watching. I might just record just a little bit on the way to Clarksville, just because I need somebody to talk to. But that experience was a lot. It was a lot for me. But hopefully it comes back negative. I ain't got no symptoms or nothing, but you know how they say you can be asymptomatic. But let me just go ahead and pull out here and get my life together. I love y'all. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, listen. All of that was so interesting to me because when I kind of processed it just a little bit. But when he said that most people's left nostril is better than the right, and mine was the right, I could have told him that this morning my left ear was struggling to pop. So I kept on yawning this morning trying to get my left ear to pop. So it'd be interesting to find out if that could have been the factor in the left side being the worst side. I was struggling. Like, plus I was in Nashville. I didn't know how to get out where I was going, and all I wanted to do is just like call somebody, talk to somebody. So I called my mom, talked to my mom. But I know she was working, but thank the Lord that she picked up, because I need to hear my mama voice. So, like, a couple things that was pretty cool, but, like, I was in Nashville and I was lost trying to get my life together. A friend texted me, and then she texted me a scripture. But of course, I was still lost and I was trying to figure out life. But I was reading the scripture, and then Greg called me to pray over the phone, because, you know, I'd be getting all emotional and stuff. But in just those moments, hold on, I'm gonna get my life together. In just those moments, I felt like God winked at me. I know I've been saying that lately, that God winks at me instead of God smiled on me. I kind of like the thought of him winking at me, just to say, hey, I got you. So when Greg called me to pray over the phone, even though I was lost listening to the prayer, a friend texted me, and I was still lost listening to the text over Siri. It was just a lot, but I knew God was winking at me in that moment. But I called my mom afterwards, and I was like, golly, I was like, I don't like the world. I hate the world right now. Like, COVID has got to go. Like, I was like shaking a little bit, but that left one hurt a lot. So I think it might be interesting to see if you have sinus issues, how that can affect your COVID-19 nostril situation, trying to get all the way back there. Because I didn't feel it on the left side. I didn't feel him get to the throat, but on the right side, I definitely felt him get back there. So, but that's all, literally it. But tonight, I can't wait to go on a date night with Gregory. That's my handsome. I can't wait. And then I can't wait to see what the insurance company says. And I just can't wait till Friday to go ahead and have this surgery, because that means that I am one step closer to having a little baby Richmond. So I just got emotional. But y'all please keep praying, supporting my journey. Share it with somebody that struggles with infertility, or if you just want to support, go ahead and subscribe, please. Just to know that I got some support out there, it really means a lot. Comments are beautiful to me. Just a lot of encouragement. And definitely my friend that texts me during a chaotic moment. Thanks. I'm trying to get my life together. I gotta go home and blow or do something. It's just weird. But thanks. Love y'all so much. Thank you for following. Thank you for subscribing to Sincerely Lady C. Keep praying for me that I don't lose my mind. And one day you will see me carrying a baby.